Hi again, everybody, from Goss Stadium at Coleman Field on the campus of Oregon State University in Corvallis, along with our crew tonight of Andrew Henderson, working with me on the two-way, Casey Lavin, Thomas Rudolph, and Garrett Dworshak and Dale Hummel. This is Mike Parker welcoming you to Game 1 of the three-game West Coast League Series between the Corvallis Knights and the Springfield Drifters. The venue shifts to Springfield tomorrow, back up here on Thursday. The Knights coming in off a series win over Kamloops, find themselves 2.5 games back, or 2 back, of Ridgefield in the South Division. Springfield a good year at 10-8, 3 back. Grant Clevenger has been brilliant coming in out of the bullpen, a young man who I crossed paths with in Baton Rouge a few weeks ago at the Baton Rouge Regional when he was competing for Tulane and Oregon State was down there. He's now on the move to Nebraska. We're going to hear Grant Clevenger's story as it relates to his Major League Baseball older brother, shelved for the season with an injury. But Garrett Clevenger, an outstanding pitcher in his day at the University of Oregon. Grant, a great pitcher in his own right. We'll hear Grant Clevenger's story on our pregame show on the Knights live stream on this beautiful Monday night at Goss Stadium, Tuesday night, I should say, at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. They all roll and blend together after a while, you know. After 2 minutes, we'll get Grant Clevenger's story coming up on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Welcome back into Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. The Corvallis Knights beginning a new series tonight against the Springfield Drifters. And it's an honor to be joined in our live stream pregame show by a pitcher that has just been lights out dominant. Grant Clevenger joins me. Grant, thanks for taking time. It's nice to meet you, to talk a little bit before I turn on the microphone about your background, your brother. We're going to do some of that here on the air. We'll get to it in a moment. But tell me, first of all, about how you're feeling, because it looks like you're carving people up. I mean, how are you feeling out there?
Thanks for having me. It's feeling really good to be out here, just being a part of this team, which is really fun, and a great coaching staff that I get to learn and develop with. But just being able to kind of go out, be comfortable, have fun, and just kind of play the game and enjoy it for the summer. So it's kind of nice to be able to carve up a little bit, but just trying to go through the process and keep stacking good days on good days.
Grant, how did the opportunity out here come when you were at Tulane and you're going to Nebraska out of the portal? How did you end up in Corvallis?
Really just Tulane assistant coach just told me I was going to head out to Corvallis for the summer and told me it's a great place for development, which I've gotten already with Bo and Coach Yoon. it's been incredible. I've only been here for 2 weeks, but the development side it's been really unique and exactly what I've needed for this summer.
Grant Clevenger, my guest. What is unique about what Bo and you together provide and contribute? What's unique about it?
I mean, for most summer leagues, I feel like it's kind of just go out and have fun. But I mean, you come to Corvallis, it's about winning, and it's just as competitive as any spring school in a collegiate season. But they want you to compete, they want to win, and they just do a great job at developing and just kind of getting the most out of yourself for the summer.
Glad to hear that. You know, you talked about only being here for a couple of weeks. That's essentially me as well, because I was with Oregon State, and our paths, little did I know, were crossing in Baton Rouge. You were part of the Tulane team that went on that amazing run and made the regional. What was that experience like? I know you're moving on, but tell me what it was like to make the tournament against all odds, really.
It was a truly unique experience. I mean, that's the worst record to ever make the postseason. So being able to make that special run was really, really special. And I mean, we were just getting pretty much beat down series after series all season long. So to have that experience and make that run at the end was really, really cool for all of us, and paid off a little bit. Obviously, didn't go how we wanted to in the regional, but just getting that opportunity and ending how we did was really fun.
Grant, I thought it was impressive. Paul Skeens gets a lot of obviously well-deserved run and love, but it took him 124 pitches to beat you guys, and I felt like in that opening game against the eventual national champion that you held your own. Did you feel pretty proud as a group about the way you competed against him and in that game?
Absolutely. I mean, it's tough to take moral victories. Obviously, you want to win, but the way we competed, and it shows a lot that they had to keep him out there for 120 pitches against us, and they didn't want to go to the bullpen. They left him out there for 120 pitches, and I think that says a lot about what people saw us as and how hot we were going into the postseason. So, I mean, I think that said a lot about our season and the fact that they had to stick with him.
Yeah. And there's that atmosphere. I don't know how life was like at Tulane, but I've been to the Baton Rouge Regional twice now, and it's not been pleasant in terms of what happens. The Beavers went there in 2012, got eliminated by the Tigers, and you saw that the Beavers got eliminated here this time around too. What do you make of the atmosphere in that ballpark and the fans and all of that? It's pretty amazing, isn't it?
It's definitely unique. I mean, that's the most full stadium I've ever gotten to be in, and I mean, they're gonna let you hear it. I know myself got up a couple times in the pen before I threw my one batter, but I was just getting chirped the whole time down the line. They're just lined up by our bullpen, and they're just letting us have it. So it was funny, but they'll get after you. But I mean, they're awesome people and truly genuine fans. So there's always two sides to that, but it was a really awesome experience.
Grant Clevenger, my guest, you had a little shorter trip than we did, and coming up the road from New Orleans. How did you like your year at Tulane and in that interesting city? What was that like for you?
It was really fun. I mean, I think that was a good freshman year to have. I think I just learned a lot, just kind of what it takes to win. And obviously we didn't do a whole lot of that, but I feel like kind of going through those rough patches is always good for everybody, just because you're not always going to win. That's how baseball works, and it's just an awesome city. I mean, getting to play there, go to school there, it was truly special, and I enjoyed my time there and look forward to what's next.
Tell us about what's next. You go into the portal and Nebraska's next, but tell us how that opportunity came about and how excited you are about it.
So it's kind of a mutual parting ways, but Nebraska was one of the first texts out of it once I got my name in the portal from Coach Childress. And I mean, I have a history with them out of high school. And just getting the chance to learn from a guy like that, and his track record's unreal, given his time at Texas A&M. But I mean, that's someone you can't pass up on. Get an opportunity to learn from him, and play for him is a truly special opportunity, and just one I can really pass up.
I know there's a pretty good age gap between you and Garrett, but I was telling you, I remember seeing Garrett do special things when he was at Oregon. Just such a great pitcher. And tell me a little bit about your relationship. And I don't know how many years gap there is, but enough that you probably didn't play against each other. Did he help you in the game at all?
A lot. I mean, we're very close. It's a 10-year gap, which is, you don't see a whole lot, but I'm really thankful for kind of having that because he's been through it, and I watched him go through it. So being able to kind of lean on him for some of his experiences that we can relate to, and he's always there. Like if I need him to take a look at video or whatever it may be, and having that relationship is really, really cool, and just the things he knows, the things he's seen and learned that he's able to kind of pass on to me and help me kind of get through the process as well. So having that as a brother is really, really cool.
And he's in a process now. How far along is he in terms of his injury? What was it exactly, and where is he, and what's his, projected timetable for return?
So he tore his ACL and meniscus in a game about a month ago. Had surgery, and he'll be good to go by next spring training. So still obviously with the Rays, and he loves it there. So, and it's a really, really special group there, and they're doing something really special this season. So.
Well, I look forward to seeing you follow your brother 10 years later on your own special path. I'll be following you when you get to Nebraska, and really look forward to seeing you at the next level, too, at the major league level, because when I see you, you guys remind me of each other a little bit, and I think that's in you. Have you heard that before, that people say, hey, you remind me of your brother?
Definitely a little bit. Definitely get a lot of resemblance there, and always that name kind of, especially being up here, it's kind of funny getting to play at Oregon State, so it's just a place that we didn't like too much when he was over to Oregon, but yeah, definitely get those resemblances a little bit.
Grant, it's great to meet you. Good luck to you, and thanks for taking time. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Grant Clevenger, my guest on the pregame show. We've got the starting lineups in the first pitch just around the corner. The Knights in Springfield coming up on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio.
With a much applauded, approved walk-up tune, right-hander Tyler Bremner begins to loosen up with Tyler Howard. Not one that's made my Spotify playlist, but I may have to consider adding 90210 by Travis Scott in honor of Tyler Bremner, who loosens up with Tyler Howard. I've got Kern River going with Merle Haggard and one or two others. But let's take a look at the starting lineup. First of all, for the Springfield Drifters, 79 degrees, and as usual, breezes blowing out towards left center field. And while it's pleasant and nice at the moment, I came prepared. Unlike the last couple of nights, I have two different forms of extra layers when the chill, thank you, Ruby, will inevitably hit. But for now, it's gorgeous and great to be with you as the Knights and Springfield Drifters play an important series. Leading off at shortstop, Dawson Santana, Oregon State bound, following the lead of his parents, his father, a wrestler, Chomo, here in the mid-90s, and his mother, a two-time All-America on bars, gymnast Renee Runyon. Dawson Santana, following his folks to Oregon State, leading off and playing shortstop for the Springfield Drifters. He steps in against Tyler Bremner, and the first pitch is a good fastball for a strike, called by Jacob Hudson, 0-1 the count. Bobby Blanford in the two-hole for Springfield, the DH. Joe Longo hitting third and right. Charlie Updegrave, the pride of Oak Ridge, at first base batting cleanup. A ground ball slowly. Phoenix Call, the shortstop, does a nice job to charge, glove, and throw out his opposite number. Dawson Santana leading things off for Springfield. Santana hitting .290. He grounds out to open the series. And Bobby Blanford, the designated hitter, will be the batter. Ryan Hayes batting fifth and catching. Hitting sixth at third base, Ben Newton. Batting seventh in left field, Rex DeAngelis. Hitting eighth at second base, Ryan Cooney. Cole Kleckner batting ninth in center. Bobby Blanford taking a first pitch strike from Tyler Bremner. The 0-1 pitch is strike two. Now, Jacob Hudson has a little bit of, in his style in calling strikes, gives you the pregnant pause before raising the arm. So we got to be aware of that. Takes him a little bit of time to get to it. And the strike two pitch is outside, and the count 1-2. One never knows for sure. A little bit like poor Fields with Cleopatra Pepperday in the old-fashioned way. Jan Dugan's great role. And Fields, you really are done. Yes, okay. Now, 1-2 the count to Bobby Blanford. Fastball got him looking, and that time Jacob Hudson took no time to ring him up. Two down. Good pitch by Tyler Bremner, and Joe Longo will be the hitter. Springfield coming in at 10-8 in their second year. They really scuffled a year ago at 17-37. So they're already a much improved team, lineup, roster. Really looking forward to getting back down there tomorrow night to Hamlin Field, or next to the Hamlin Field complex. The pitch is in there for a strike to Joe Longo. I really enjoyed that ballpark and atmosphere last year, and I'll talk to Knight Uretsky a little bit later and see about fan attendance. Certainly believe that that's got to be on the upswing too. Longo takes low, ball two from Tyler Bremner. The 2-0 fastball, a strike, and the count 2-1 to the right-hand hitting Joe Longo. 2 outs, nobody on, top of the first inning. Bremner both feet on the rubber, with Trent Sellers arriving at the ballpark tonight. Good to see Trent showing up here. He's got a guy from Lewis Clark State, the cleanup hitter, Charlie Updegrave, on deck. That's where Trent is from. The pitch missing, and the count goes to 3-1 as Trent Sellers arrives at the ballpark. Good to see you, Trent. The 3-1 pitch swung on and hit foul to the right and out of play. 3-2 to Joe Longo. 2 outs, nobody on, top of the first inning. Tyler Bremner and Tyler Howard, the battery. Jacob Craig at first. Mason Lee returns. He's at second. Phoenix Call at short. Tyler Quinn at third. Levi Jones in left. J.C. Ing in center. Sam Stem in right. Andrew McClave arrives, and the pitch on the way just misses, and the count 3-2. So a lot of notables. Rod Porsche is here too. Coach McClave is here. Ben is here. Got a lot of folks coming in and enjoying this beautiful Tuesday night. And a good start for the Knights. Fastball swung on and missed by Joe Longo. Tyler Bremner retires the side in order. We go to the bottom of the first. Springfield nothing. The Knights coming up on the Knights live stream in 90 and 1240 Joe Radio. Bottom of the first inning, Springfield retired in order by Knight's right-hander Tyler Bremner. Let's take a look at the Knight starting lineup as announced by head coach Brooke Knight. Tommy Richards, the head coach for the Springfield Drifters. For Brooke, leading off and playing center field, J.C. Ing. Batting second at third base, Tyler Quinn. Sam Stem batting third in right field. The cleanup hitter and designated hitter, Blake Avila. Batting fifth at second base, we welcome back one of the members of the Knights Championship Club last year out of Cal State Northridge, Mason Lee. Levi Jones hitting sixth in left field. Jacob Craig batting seventh at first base. Tyler Howard hitting eighth and catching. Phoenix Cole batting ninth at short. Now right-hander Eli Hulbert goes to work on J.C. Ing. And Big Eli delivers a first pitch strike, 0-1 the count. Hulbert 6'4", 240 out of Sherwood High School. And competing at Everett Community College, delivers a good fastball under the hands taken for strike two. 0-2 the count. Eli works out of the stretch with nobody on. He's worked 6 2/3 innings. The right-hander with the 0-2 pitch. Just inside. Ball one. 1-2. Very good pitch by Hulbert with 2 strikes. A ball, but barely. 1-2 the count to J.C. Ing. Hulbert again from the stretch. The right-hander to the plate. Fastball swung on and missed. Strike 3. A good start for Eli Hulbert. Fanning J.C. Ing, who has been doing a tremendous job in the top of the order, starting the night at 302. And a team leading 16 runs batted in. J.C. strikes out, and the batter is Tyler Quinn. Tyler, the right-hand hitting third baseman, had himself a tremendous ball game last night. Swings and starts this one off pretty well, too, with a good swing, but a line drive out. Boy, he doesn't get cheated. Tyler Quinn puts the ball in play with good contact on a regular basis. That time, a line drive out, starting the night at 294, a homer, 12 runs batted in, a home run last night, in fact, in a 5 RBI game for Tyler. 2 down, and Sam Stem the batter. Hulbert works from the stretch, and Eli to the plate. First pitch fastball, a strike, and the count 0-1 to Sam. For Springfield defensively, a battery of Eli Hulbert and Ryan Hayes. Charlie Updegrave at first, Ryan Cooney at second, Dawson Santana at short, Ben Newton at third. Breaking ball, a ground ball back at first. Updegrave, the pride of Oak Ridge, sprawls into it, takes it to the bag. And the Knights go in order and come in off the field with the rest of the Springfield Drifters. Rex DeAngelis in left, Cole Kleckner cards, Cole Kleckner in center, and Joe Longo in right. 1 inning in, Springfield and the Knights scoreless on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Charlie Updegrave will lead it off against Tyler Bremner, and he drives one to the gap into right center field. The sweet swinging left-hander from Oak Ridge takes a turn and will hold with a long single. Sam Stem doing a nice job to get to the ball in the gap. And Big Charlie, who I had the pleasure of meeting before the game, playing at Lewis Clark State, Trent Sellers' old stomping grounds, gets a long single. And I sought Charlie out just simply because in writing down names over the years and preparing for ball games, where are young men from and the athletes that we get to see and watch, I don't think I've ever written down, and he kind of affirmed that I hadn't, somebody from Oak Ridge, Oregon, until tonight. And Charlie Updegrave from Oak Ridge, playing baseball at Lewis Clark State. Ryan Hayes, the batter. Ryan takes outside, ball one. The 1-0 pitch to Hayes out of Bothell in Seattle University. High for ball two, 2-0. Updegrave with a solid single to open the top of the second inning, starting the night at 2:22. The 2-0 pitch to Hayes is fouled into the netting straight back of the plate. 2-1 the count to Ryan. But I sought Updegrave out not only to congratulate him for being a small town kid, Oak Ridge, and getting to a 4-year school at Lewis Clark State and doing a nice job there, but also to ask him, the last time I played a baseball game was with 3 guys from Oak Ridge, and I wanted to know if they might still be up there in the town coaching, teaching. And he had not heard of Ray Elliott, Dean Knowles, or Chris Hendrickson. Sic transit gloria mundi. They were great athletes at Oak Ridge High School, and I had the pleasure of playing ball with them, albeit a few decades ago in the summer of '76 in Legion Ball. The 2-1 pitch missing high, but I like those guys a lot. They were good teammates. Charlie had not heard of any of them. 3 balls and a strike. The pitch on the way to Ryan Hayes, hit foul off first and heading towards the Omaha room. That will land in the stands on this Corvallis Hotel Mascot Two Towns Tuesday, presented by Two Towns Cider House Tuesday night, with mascots roaming the ballpark. Great beverage discounts from Two Towns Cider House, and the most important thing perhaps going on tonight, the ABC House 50-50 raffle. The 3-2 pitch to Ryan Hayes, high and inside for ball 4. Brett and Cindy Davis are selling, walking through the stands with other members of the ABC House, both volunteers and staff members, walking through the stands selling tickets for the 50-50 raffle. You can support ABC House by purchasing raffle tickets. What great and important work ABC House does, supporting children in Lynn and Benton counties who have been impacted by abuse and neglect. It is the work of angels that they do. And we hope that you will support the 50-50 raffle here tonight. You can also learn more by going to abchouse.org and make contributions there if you can't do it here at the ballpark tonight. Ben Newton tries to bunt, leaves it foul. 0-1 to Ben. 2 on, nobody out, no score in the second. A single and a walk. Bremner delivers, and Ben Newton bunts foul again. And Ben is quickly in arrears, no balls and 2 strikes. With Ben Newton being asked to bunt by Tommy Richards, who calls the offense from the dugout. Alan Embry coaching at first, Rocco Ferrari at third. The strike 2 fastball is high, although I've got to take that back. I wouldn't call it a lie. I don't think Knight Urensky, the voice of the Drifters, lied to me when I said, who's your first base coach? And he said Alan Embry. But I'm telling you, that ain't Alan Embry coaching first. The 1-2 pitch on the way is a line drive, base hit to center field. Good thing they took the bunt off. Charlie Updegrave rounds third and will score. Into second base goes Ryan Hayes. And Ben Newton, unable to get the bunt down, does much better than that. He gets a base hit to center field as Ron Callan arrives tonight at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. Springfield taking the early 1-0 lead on the RBI single. Come around this way if you can, Ronnie. I might be able I'll talk to my crew back in the booth, way over there in the McGrath Family Press Box booth. Rex DeAngelis, the batter, with 2 on and nobody out and a run in. The pitch to DeAngelis, he tries to bunt. I've heard that song before. It's foul back, no balls and a strike. And don't go 0-2 on him or he might get another base hit. Now, Game Live, it says Game Live would come up here, Ron. I'm trying to get the Game live feed of this game, and it said Game Live would come up, and that I could push that icon. Now, here's the strike one pitch. It's taken for strike two. Now, Rex DeAngelis has the count his way, in a sense. No balls and 2 strikes. Ben Newton ended up getting an RBI single on a 2-strike count. 1-0 Springfield in the second. 2 on, nobody out to Rex DeAngelis. Any relation to Steve? I couldn't find it in my research. I'd like to know. The strike 2 fastball just outside, and the count 1-2. Steve, I believe, was a former slugger for the Portland Beavers back in the mid-'80s. So somehow I see the name Rex DeAngelis in the Pacific Northwest, and I think that may be a relation, but I haven't been able to find it. The 1-2 pitch fouled away, and the count 1-2. I'm going to ask the crew tonight of Thomas, of Casey, of Andrew, whether you can flip a switch and create the second microphone. Please either confirm or deny in my ear that you can or can't do it, because if we can get that second mic hot, we'll bring Ron Callan aboard for a bit. So let me know if it's possible. The 1-2 pitch, fastball, swung on and missed. Strike 3. Nice high heat from Tyler Bremner for his 3rd strikeout, the first out of the inning, and Ryan Cooney, the batter. Ron, put this on and tell me if you have anything. See if there's, I'm not hearing anything, so I don't know if it's hot yet. And I'm not sure that it can be made hot, but Ron Callan, guys, Andrew, is putting on a second headset out here. And I'm not hearing anything yet, so if there's a way you can flip a switch and make him hot, please do. Fastball, meanwhile, from Tyler Bremner to Ryan Cooney. Misses high, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to Cooney, who is University of Oregon bound. First and second, 1 out, 1-0 Springfield. The 1-0 pitch on the way to Cooney. Good fastball. Swung on and missed. And the count 1-1. Some good connections here in this series this weekend with both baseball programs. Dawson Santana for the Drifters coming to Oregon State. Now Ryan Cooney out of Jesuit High School. Dawson went to Lake Ridge. The 1-1 pitch, fastball foul back, and Bremner has worked the count to 1-2. There are other connections, and we will mention them along the way on this pleasant Tuesday night at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. Springfield with the early 1-0 lead. Tyler Bremner is told to tuck his jersey in a little bit more tightly, and he does. In the inning, Charlie Updegrave a leadoff single. Ryan Hayes walked. Ben Newton an RBI single to center. And now Ryan Cooney with a count of 1 ball and 2 strikes with 1 out. Bremner delivers, breaking ball sprayed foul down the right field line towards KC corner. Ron Callan, are you hot? I know you're hot, but are you hot on the microphone?
Well, I'll tell you what, Mike, I know why you work these games. So gorgeous out here on this, Tuesday night. And I'm in town for the Oregon State women's basketball camp that's going wild now. There's 500 high school kids about 50 feet from you.
Right behind us here at Dixon.
That's right.
You can watch through the window. The 1-2 fastball is high. Great to see you, Ron. And for those of you who don't, Ron is our longtime broadcast partner, Oregon State football, the voice of women's basketball. And as you mentioned, is your title director? I mean, what is it? You're kind of running the camp for Scott Ruick's program. 500 high school kids in town. The 2-2 pitch swung on and tapped foul at the plate. The count remains 2-2.
They have things going on in Gill. They have things out on Pro Throw. I mean, continually moving these kids to different locations. They get to watch some of the current players do drills. And then over in Dixon here, they play games. That's what's going on right now.
Okay, cool. I see them.
Yeah, and it's intense. We've got some of the top high school teams in the Northwest.
The 2-2 pitch from Bremner, another breaking ball tap foul at the plate. Good job by Ryan Cooney to stay alive. But that is, I mean, you are conveniently located. You stuff going on in Gill, but the stuff going on in Dixon is just right across Urchin Alley,
right?
Just a little bit from us. So it's great. I really appreciate you coming over to say hi, Ronnie. A couple of other things we'll touch on here in a moment. 1-0 Springfield in the second. 2 on and 1 out. Tyler Bremner to Cooney. Fastball just outside. Tyler Howard tried to frame it up. The count now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Have you been able to get to many Knights games over the summers?
You know, I've been to, I think, over the last 5 years, I've been to 7 or 8 games.
Okay.
You know, and I'll tell you what, it's a great brand of Baseball, and you know,
a 2-2 pitch, a fly ball to center. J.C. Ing backpedals to make the catch. Tagging is Ryan Hayes, and he'll motor to third.
where I live, Mike, in Tigard, you know, a friend of mine, Tim Hull, owns a brewery called Coin Toss. And about 8 years ago, he made a pickle beer for the Portland Pickles. And so we went out there a lot and watched the Pickles back in those days.
Yeah.
When they first started. But then they changed ownership and didn't want pickle beer.
That's something you should always want, I would think.
It's great with a barbecue.
Yeah. Cole Kleckner, the batter, first and third, and 2 down. Ryan Hayes, the runner at third. Ben Newton at first. 1-0 Springfield. Tyler Bremner out of University of California, Santa Barbara delivers, and a nice pick by Tyler Howard to keep that from going to the backstop. Tyler mentioning yesterday the great instruction he's getting at the University of Portland when it comes to the craft of catching. 1 ball and no strikes, first and third, 2 down. Bremner out of the stretch, comes to the plate, and with Ben Newton going, the fastball is fouled back. And the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. So tell us how these camps work. You introduced Scott Ruick to kind of get it rolling today.
I did, and then my job is basically to monitor and make sure you've got referees, you've got the trainer if anybody gets hurt, you've got Gatorade, you've got everything in place, the chairs.
There goes Newton. The 1-1 pitch is inside. The throw is not in time. A good jump for Ben Newton, who picks up the 34th stolen base of the summer for Springfield. And Newton now in scoring position after his 3rd steal of the year. Big situation in this young ball game. A run across already for Springfield. Now a chance for the Drifters to get a couple of more. Cole Kleckner takes high. Ball 3, 3-1. Kleckner had an amazing finish to his season at Seattle University, and he's kept it rolling with the Drifters. He's hitting .500. He ended the year on a 27-game hitting streak for Donnie Harrell at Seattle U. The 3-1 pitch is fouled away, and the count 3-2. So I'm sure he was sorry to see that season end, but he's here through 7 games, 11 for 22. That's good.
Well, I'd take that anytime.
3-2 to Cole Kleckner. First base is open. Beaver to B, Dawson Santana on deck. The 3-2 pitch from Bremner. Fastball taken. Strike 3 called to retire the side. Hang around, Ronnie. We'll visit a little bit more. Springfield does get a run on a couple of hits. Tyler Bremner with 2 more strikeouts. After 1.5, Springfield 1, the Knights nothing on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio.
I'll tell you one thing.
On mascot night at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, we go to the bottom of the 2nd inning. Springfield leading 1-0 for the Knights. It'll be Blake Avila, Mason Lee, and Levi Jones. Mike Parker joined by the voice of Oregon State women's hoops, our sideline reporter extraordinaire in football. Ron Callan dropping by, running the Oregon State women's basketball camp with Coach Ruick, other coaches, instructors, players from the team helping with instruction. It's a tremendous camp, and Ronnie taking a few minutes away to walk over from Dixon to look at some baseball. Blake Avila takes a strike from right-hander Eli Holbert, 0-1 the count. We just watched some mascots engaging in some hijinks out on the field, including the Beaverton Beaver, who has a pretty strong resemblance to Benny Beaver.
I think, yeah, they're buddies. Maybe they're twins. I don't know. All I know is that, hey, I've had a great spring. I went to Ireland for 2 weeks. But last week, I went to Jim Wilson's garage sale.
I didn't know Jimmy was having a garage sale. I bet there was some good stuff there. Strike 2, the count to Blake Avila. Holbert delivers high and away. How was it?
Well, he didn't have any of his like major league bats or anything for sale, but I got a great deal on a tool set that had never been opened for my daughter Lily. You know, she's 24. She needs tools.
Yes, yes.
And so I got that. And what else did I get? Thermometer, indoor, outdoor.
Nice. Are
Good
they
deal.
moving? The 1-2 pitch is high. They were just having a garage sale.
I think it's Lisa's mother-in-law. They're getting stuff out of the way because she's trying to downsize a little bit.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Ronnie referring to Big Jim Wilson, the longtime analyst for Beaver football games. Avila, one-hop shot. Santana spears it, spins, throws to first, and pulls Charlie Updegrave off the base. And Blake Avila is aboard on an infield single. Dawson Santana, the shortstop, Ronnie, is for Springfield, is Oregon State bound. I like what I saw from the kid there. That was a good play.
It's a tough play. The sun's in his eyes. It was kind of, drifting away from him. Yep. He makes the catch. Good throw. Just couldn't get it done at the end.
Blake Avila, though, does get the infield single, represents the tie and run. Mason Lee in his first game back in the summer of 23. After helping the Knights win their 6th straight Summer League championship last year, Mason returns from Cal State Northridge. Mason takes a strike. No balls and 1 strike to Mason, who hit .229 with 18 RBIs for Cal State Northridge this past spring. He takes the breaking ball from Holbert down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. I haven't seen Big Jim Wilson for a while, but it's just around the corner. We'll all be together again soon.
I'm so excited about this season. One other thing about basketball after this pitch.
1-1 the count. Eli Holbert from the stretch. Blake Avila goes. A tapper wide of third. Newton's only play is to first, and he throws across to get Mason Lee, but Blake Avila advances to second. Levi Jones, also incoming to Oregon State, will come to the plate.
Yeah, real quick. One great thing is that current players are there. Reagan Beers is there, Tamia Gardner, and then the alumni. Destiny Slocum's back at camp. Bendu Yaney's at camp. And, of course, Aaliyah Goodman back as an assistant coach. Man, she is just going to be a dynamic addition to his staff.
No doubt. And really excited about what's ahead for women's hoops and all of the things coming up. We're kind of in our very brief summer hiatus, and even here getting a chance to look at future and current Beavers in the West Coast League. Always exciting. This is a future Beaver. Levi Jones at the plate takes the first pitch high and away. Blake Avila at second, 1 out, 1-0 Springfield. Jones pulls 1 foul to his veteran first base coach, Ed Nags. Mike Parker joined by Ron Callan. The first time in the summer of 2023 we've had the opportunity to open up a second microphone. Our thanks to Brendan Brucker for the great setup and the crew that puts it together every night for our live stream. And so, Ronnie, you're the first this summer. I appreciate you dropping by.
I love to hang with you and talk with you and catch up a little bit.
Change up to Levi Jones is swung on and missed.
And I would be remiss if I didn't mention Devin Hunter. She is coordinating a lot of this camp, and so give her credit. Of course, not a bad player in her day here.
Excellent. Now, I love the fact that it's such a great bond, lifetime bond, and the family atmosphere in all of our sports, and just the names you're talking about bring back such great memories. The 1-2 fastball inside, ball 2, 2-2. Kind of a tough and an anomalous kind of year for Coach Ruick last year. Are you expecting just a pretty big jump in the upcoming season?
I think it's going to be a pretty tremendous improvement. These 5 freshmen are now sophomores, and they have a bond that's really incredible.
2 balls and 2 strikes, 1-0 Springfield. Blake Avila at second and 1 out. Levi gets a piece of it to stay alive, 2-2. Before you go tonight, Ronnie, tell me a little bit about just your baseball life. Are you follow the Giants still? Are you a Mariner fan or what?
Well, I tell you what, I was a left-handed pitcher in high school. I went to the Kansas City Royals tryout camp down in San Francisco, and they said go to college.
Okay.
But I needed to develop a curveball. Then, of course, I got involved in all sorts of stuff.
Fastball swung on and missed, strike 3, 2 down. But you grew up a Giants fan. We talked about this. Have you seen the Willie Mays documentary yet?
I have.
It's really good.
I liked
really
it a
good.
lot. You know, that both the Dodgers and Giants of the 60s are my favorite
Great
teams.
times, yeah.
You
Great
know,
times.
I cried when I was listening to Jerry Doggett, I think, at night on this old radio. I was up in Northern California, and Koufax pitched a no-hitter. And it was like a devastating dagger.
Jacob Craig, a bouncer to third, fielded by Ben Newton. He throws out Jacob to retire the side. Ronnie, thanks for dropping by.
Hey, thanks for
really
having me.
Good to see you. Come back by
I'll come
again.
see you
We'll
again.
be here Thursday again against these same guys.
I will have time to come over.
Okay,
I'll
great
look
to
forward
see you,
to it.
Ron. Thanks for coming by. Ronnie Callan dropping by. The Knights leave a man at second at the end of 2. Springfield 1, the Knights nothing on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Dawson Santana to lead things off for the Springfield Drifters in the top of the third inning with Springfield leading 1-0. Dawson takes a strike from Tyler Bremner. The 0-1 pitch misses. And the count 1-1 to the Drifters' leadoff hitter. Dawson Santana, Bobby Blanford, and Joe Longo in the third. Out of the bright sunshine, Bremner to the plate. Dawson takes high. Santana opened the game by grounding out to his opposite number, Phoenix Call. Phoenix incoming to UCLA. Dawson to Oregon State. Santana swings and it's one foul off of Dixon Rec, where the youngsters we were talking about, the high school campers for the Oregon State basketball camp, are playing games right now. We can see them through the glass behind Urchin Alley. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Santana. Ground ball to the second baseman. Mason Lee is up with it. Tosses to first to get Dawson. One away in the top of the third. Bobby Blanford, the hitter. It is Corvallis Hotel Mascot Night in Two Towns Tuesday, presented by Two Towns Cider House. And the ABC House is the beneficiary tonight in the 50-50 raffle. I hope that if you're in the ballpark or on your way, or even if you're not able to get here tonight, that you'll check out abchouse.org. The pitch to Bobby Blanford is lined over the leaping attempt of first baseman Jacob Craig and down the right field line in the corner. Blanford, who struck out in his first at-bat, jumps on the first pitch that he sees from Tyler Bremner in the third and pulls it into the right field corner for a one-out double. And Joe Longo will be the hitter. Nice swing for Bobby Blanford. starting the night at 367, picks up his third double of the season. Blanford gets his lead from second base. Joe Longo struck out against Bremner in the first. Tyler delivers. Pop foul just to our right. Into the back row of seats, not too far from Paul and Mary Lee Ewis, taking the ball game in. Elizabeth and her daughter Millie, a few rows away, had a chance to make a play. No balls and one strike to Joe Longo. The pitch is a fastball, swung on and fouled back. Longo down in the count. No balls and two strikes. Longo on his way to Michigan. He's from Apple Valley, Minnesota. 0-2 the count. Former Beaver great Tyler Graham, an assistant at Michigan now, and help kind of guide some of these players that are coming to his program to Springfield. A ground ball back of third, foul, backhanded by Tyler Quinn. The count remains no balls and two strikes. Springfield leading 1-0 in the top of the third. Their pitching coach is Alan Embry, the former major leaguer. The distinction of one of the great wins in the history of Red Sox baseball. The winner in Game 7 against the Yankees in 04. The strike two pitch missing just outside, ball one, 1-2. The pitcher of record in the miraculous rally. 3 games to none down, and back came Big Papi and the Red Sox to win it with Embry getting the win. He's here in the Springfield coach tonight. 1-2 breaking ball down and away, ball 2. 2-2 to Joe Longo. Bobby Blanford out of Fresno State and Elk Grove, California, the runner at second. The 2-2 pitch, pop foul. This one will make it into Urchin Alley. It remains 2 balls and 2 strikes to Joe Longo. Springfield leading 1-0, game 1 of a 3-game series. We will be in Springfield tomorrow, and then the Drifters and Knights will come back here to settle the series on Thursday. Longo swings and fouls another one back. The count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Top of the third, 1-0. The Drifters in front and have a chance to add another. Charlie Updegrave on deck. Bremner's 2-2 pitch. A fly ball to shallow center. Going out is Mason Lee. The second baseman hauls it in for the second out. And Charlie Updegrave will come to the plate. Charlie hit a rope to deep right center field for one of the longer singles you'll see. Sam Stem chased it down a step or two in front of the warning track in the gap. And now Charlie Updegrave to the plate, trying to pick up a run batted in. Updegrave began his collegiate career at Umpqua Community College. He swings and pops one foul off third. Moving over is Tyler Quinn. He runs out of room. And the count, no balls and a strike. Charlie was rehearsing his collegiate history, and it's a fairly long one. It took a while. In that he redshirted after he came out of Oak Ridge High School, I believe in the class of 17. He said, I'll be a 25-year-old senior when I wrap things up at Lewis Clark State next year. The strike one pitch, off speed, just outside, and the count 1-1 to Updegrave. Charlie said he believes that he is only the second person that he's aware of out of Oak Ridge High School to make it to a 4-year school, and Lewis Clark State, certainly one of the better programs in the country that has won many national championships, been a dominant force. The pitch on the way is high, ball 2, 2-1 to Updegrave. Bobby Blanford at second. The wind's beginning to pick up, blowing out to left center. The 2-1 pitch. Charlie swings and misses. And the count 2-2. One nothing Drifters in the third in game 1 of the series. Both teams chasing Ridgefield. The pitch on the way. Swung on and fouled back. Lewis Clark State in Lewiston, Idaho. Two balls, two strikes, two outs. Charlie Updegrave waiting. Bremner delivers, swung on and fouled back. The count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes to Charlie Updegrave. He scored the run last inning. The 2-2 pitch from Bremner in the turf, and the count goes full to 3-2. Tomorrow night, Jacob Wright in Game 2 for the Knights. Max DeBeck will get a start here Thursday in the finale. The 3-2 pitch to Updegrave, lifted to left center field. J.C. Ing moving over, has a play, and makes the catch to retire the side. No runs, a double, 1 man left at the end of 2.5. Springfield 1, and the Knights nothing on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. One nothing Springfield as we go to the bottom of the third. Andrew, if Thomas or somebody's available, the game live icon never came up. Still have never been able to find how to get the live game feed up. So if anybody has time to run out here, and Ron Callan couldn't figure it out, and if he can't, I know I can't, as Tyler Howard leads things off for the Knights. Tyler will be followed by Phoenix Call and then J.C. Ing. First ball swinging, Howard a slow roller to second. Ryan Cooney fields and throws to first. 1 pitch, 1 gone. Bottom of the third inning. And Phoenix Call will come to the plate. Phoenix Call playing in his 3rd game now with the Corvallis Knights and looking for his first hit in league play. The pitch on the way from the right-hander Eli Holbert is a fastball high and inside, ball 1, 1-0. Holbert again works out of the stretch with nobody on. The 1-0 pitch on the way, fastball up and in, ball 2, 2-0. So Jacob Wright and Max DeBeck for the Knights the next 2 nights as the starting pitchers. Good crowd coming in tonight on this mascot night. The 2-0 fastball, high and inside, ball 3. Corvallis Hotel mascot night, 2 Towns Tuesday. A lot of youngsters here enjoying the show the mascots are putting on throughout the stands and between innings. The 3-0 pitch to Phoenix, fastball for a strike, and the count 3-1. Thomas Rudolph is working hard on trying to get my iPad up to speed. I'm glad he's doing it. The 3-1 pitch is high and inside for ball 4. Phoenix Call draws a walk. And the batter will be J.C. Ing. Phoenix, a good athlete. I imagine that Brooke Knight, going through the signs at third, is going to probably give Phoenix an opportunity to grab a bag and get in scoring position. J.C. Ing struck out in the first inning. Phoenix held on by Charlie Updegrave. Holbert set. Big Eli to the plate. Fastball swung on and fouled back. No balls and a strike to J.C. Ing. When you visit Corvallis to catch Knights baseball, be sure to stay at your locally owned Best Western Corvallis, the official hotel partner of your Knights. Close to Goss with the largest hotel rooms in the city and an outdoor heated pool. Wherever life takes you, Best Western is there. Ing swings, and it's one foul into the upper grandstand above the Jack Riley concourse down the left field side. And the count quickly, no balls and 2 strikes to J.C. Tyler Quinn on deck. 1 out, Phoenix Call at first. Holbert comes set, and the strike 2 pitch, a ground ball slowly to short. Santana goes to Cooney for 1. The throw to first is not in time. Thank you. One last thing, Thomas. It's not up to date. These things are more difficult than they ought to be. Ing aboard on the fielder's choice, 6-4. Tyler Quinn, who lined out to right field on the first pitch that he saw in the first inning, comes to the plate now. J.C. representing the tie and run at first with 2 down. The pitch to Tyler, fastball for a strike, and the count 0-1. No balls and 1 strike, the count. Out of the stretch works Eli Holbert. The 0-1 pitch, lifted foul. No balls and 2 strikes, the count. I'm not trying to go Mel Tillis or Kenny Rogers on you. Ruby, you can take your love to. I'm just trying to get Ruby's attention. Don't take your love to town, or take your love to town if you want to. The strike 2 pitch on the way, a slow roller to short. Dawson Santana charges, gloves, throws, and it's safe, says the first base umpire, Tyler Jetting. Tyler Quinn hustling into an infield single. Good work on Santana's part and Quinn's. So an infield single for Tyler Quinn. Good hustle by Tyler. And the batter will be Sam Stem. Sam grounded to first in the first. 1-0 Springfield. Eli Holbert comes set. And the pitch on the way, a strike. And the count 0-1. You know, mentioning Mel Tillis's magnum opus, the greatest version of it, of course, Kenny in the first edition. Ruby, don't take your love to town. Ruby, I was trying to get her attention to come up and deal with a Maslow need on the hierarchy of needs. The strike 1 pitch, fastball high and away, and the count 1-1. So Ruby heard me and came up. But one of the great songwriters ever, ended up making his home in Springfield. Passed away in the early part of this millennium in Springfield. Mickey Newberry. The 1-1 pitch, fastball swung on and missed, and the count 1-2. Now, John Prine said of Mickey that Mickey Newberry was the greatest songwriter ever. Now, that's high praise. Mickey is a great one. And wrote Kenny Rogers just dropped in to see what condition my condition was in. That's a great one, too, Mickey Newberry. But a greater than Chris Christopherson or Bruce Coburn, I don't think so. The 1-2 fastball swung on and missed, strike 3, but boy, he could ride him. And Eli Holbert pitching well. The Knights get a walk and a base hit, but they leave 2, and we're through 3. Springfield 1, the Knights nothing on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Through 3 innings at Goss Stadium, McColeman Field, Springfield 1 run, 3 hits, and no errors. The Knights no runs, 2 hits, and no errors. To the top of the 4th we go. The Knights make a pitching change. Left-hander Ethan Ross takes over after a good outing for right-hander Tyler Bremner. Tyler touched for a run in the 2nd inning. Now Ethan Ross, the hard-throwing left-hander, takes over in the 4th and will face Ryan Hayes. And the first pitch to Ryan in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. Ryan drew a walk in the 2nd inning against Bremner. 1-0 Springfield in the 4th. The strike 1 pitch just misses from Ethan. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ethan, 6'2", 195-pound lefty out of San Jose State. Quick worker delivers, hit foul into Urchin Alley to the right and out of play. And the count goes to 1-2 to Ryan Hayes. Ryan will be followed by Ben Newton and then Rex DeAngelis. The 1-2 fastball. Ethan misses high, ball 2. Ethan Ross and Tyler Howard, the Knights battery. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ryan Hayes. The 2-2 pitch, that's a breaking ball down and in. The count goes full to 3-2. Around the infield, Jacob Craig at first, Mason Lee at second, Phoenix Call at short, Tyler Quinn at third, Levi Jones in left, J.C. Ing in center, Sam Stem in right. The 3-2 pitch to Hayes. Ryan fouls it straight back. The count remains 3-2. Ethan working out of the sunshine into the shadow with a 3-2 pitch and loses Ryan Hayes. Ball 4. Hayes has been up twice and walked twice. And that'll bring to the plate Ben Newton, who had an RBI base hit in the 2nd. You remember he failed to get a bunt down, bunting foul twice, and then on an 0-2 pitch, dropped a single into center to score Charlie Updegrave. The pitch to Ben here, lifted foul into Urchin Alley. No balls and 1 strike to Ben Newton. Ethan, in the last sliver of sunshine we'll see around the mound for a while, comes back with a fastball high and inside. 1-1 to Ben Newton. 1-0 Springfield in the 4th. 1-1 pitch, rolled slowly foul up along first. 1-2 the count. Ben Newton competing at Fresno State and from Albany High School. When I looked at it, I thought it was a typo. Which Albany, I wondered? West or south? There is an Albany, California, which I wasn't aware of. I'm not exactly sure where that is. But Ben Newton hails from Albany High School in Albany, California. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Ben. Ryan Hayes at first. The 1-2 breaking ball taken. Strike 3 called. A bit of a grin, almost of a derision, it seemed, from Ben Newton. He smiled at the home plate umpire, Jacob Hudson, as he turned and walked and exited stage right. 1 away, and Rex DeAngelis, who struck out in the 2nd. The batter, a throw to first on a hop. Jacob Craig did a nice job to knock it down. As to last night's ball game, and a balk called on Morgan Codron, Brooke Knight and Bo Kearns both told me before the game they thought that was the wrong call. Good pitch here from Ethan Ross and a fastball on the inner half to Rex DeAngelis. No balls and 1 strike, 1-0 Springfield in the 4th. Left on left matchup with Ross to DeAngelis, and he threw the fastball by Rex. Swung on and missed. No balls and 2 strikes. DeAngelis chokes up on the bat a little bit. You don't see a lot of that anymore. The strike 2 pitch, fisted foul. The count remains no balls and 2 strikes to Rex. And I'm still trying to hope to know before the series is over if he's a relation to the former Portland Beavers player. A ground ball to Jacob Craig. He goes to Phoenix, call for 1. Back to Craig, who wasn't on the bag, and even if he had been, would not have been in time. But a good play by Jacob, getting the lead runner on the fielder's choice. 3-6, 2 down. DeAngelis aboard, and Ryan Cooney, the hitter. Ryan Cooney on his way to Oregon. Both his parents and his brother attended the University of Oregon. He takes a fastball just outside. Ball 1, 1-0. Rex DeAngelis, a local kid, went to North Marion High School. Fastball to Cooney, swung on and missed, and the count 1-1. Cole Kleckner on deck. Rex held on at first by Jacob Craig. The 1-1 pitch on the way, very high from Ethan. Ball 2 and 2-1. Ross making just his 3rd league appearance. Delivers a strike. The runner goes. The throw to second, and out is called. Phoenix call receiving the throw and applying the tag on Rex DeAngelis, a hit and run play, and swinging through the pitch, Ryan Cooney. DeAngelis caught stealing by Tyler Howard down a Phoenix call to retire the side. Ethan faces the minimum in spite of the leadoff walk. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Still Springfield 1, the Knights nothing on the Knights live stream. And 1240 Joe Radio. Blake Avila leads things off for the Corvallis Knights in the bottom of the 4th inning. Springfield leading the Knights 1-0. Eli Holbert has gone all the way and pitched well. The right-hander delivers a strike to Blake. 0-1 the count. Blake an infield single in the 2nd. Holbert's strike 1 pitch high and away. 1-1 to Blake Avila. Mason Lee on deck. Levi Jones to follow. Holbert, 6'4" right-hander, works out of the stretch with the bases clear. Delivers a fastball away. Ball 2, 2-1. Avila starting the night at .327. The team leading 2 homers. 10 runs batted in. Has the count his way, 2-1. Holbert comes to the plate. Avila, a ground ball to the left of the second baseman, to the right of the first baseman, who should have let it go. Charlie Updegrave dives, fields the ball, but then can't get the ball out of his mitt and has no play to Eli Holbert covering. Blake Avila with his second infield single. And that is a tough play, a tough decision for a first baseman. In theory, is supposed to get anything he can, but again, that's just theory. In practice, you take a look at the field, the alignment. If Updegrave stays home, Ryan Cooney probably gets to the ball and an out is recorded. Updegrave left his feet, dived on the turf to his right, then had trouble getting the ball out of the webbing of his mitt and not able to get Blake Avila, who gets the infield single to lead things off in the fourth. Mason Lee shows bunt and takes high. Now the 1-0 pitch dropped by the catcher Ryan Hayes, a little bit low for ball two. I think Jacob Hudson was ready to call that pitch a strike. And the ball popping in and out of the mitt dissuaded Jacob. 2 balls and no strikes to Mason Lee. 1-0 Springfield, bottom of the fourth. Lee again is bunting. He gets it down up along first. The ball comes back toward the catcher Hayes. Ryan fields and throws to first base to get Mason, but the sacrifice works. Mason Lee getting the bunt down on the 2-3 sacrifice. Levi Jones, the hitter. Brook Knight playing the short game and giving himself a couple of chances now to get the game even with the Oregon State connection. Levi Jones and Jacob Craig trying to provide it. Blake Avila gets his lead from second. 1-0 Springfield in the fourth. Levi struck out in his first at-bat. Holbert's first pitch misses a bit high and inside. Ball one. 1-0. Levi starting the night hitting .292 with 4 runs batted in. Looking for a fifth here to get the Knights even. The 1-0 pitch is a line drive into left center field for a base hit. Mission accomplished. Blake Avila rounding third. He will score standing up. Levi Jones comes through and we're even at 1. Pretty good style of baseball we've seen a lot of and appreciated through the years here in this ballpark. Get them on, get them over, get them in. The Knights accomplished that with an infield single, a sacrifice bunt, and a base hit by Levi Jones. Jacob Craig, the batter. Jacob grounded to third in his first at-bat. A 1-1 tie in the bottom of the fourth inning. Big Jacob takes low and away, ball one, 1-0. Levi Jones getting his lead from first base. The 1-0 pitch is in there for a strike to Jacob, and that evens the count at 1-1. Eli Holbert has gone all the way. Slide steps to Jacob Craig, who swings and doesn't get it. The count 1-2. Levi Jones can run a bit. He gets his lead from first, held on by Updegrave. Holbert back to the plate. Jacob gets a piece of it to stay alive. 1-2 the count. Eli Holbert and Ryan Hayes the battery for the Drifters. Charlie Updegrave at first, Ryan Cooney at second, Dawson Santana at short, Ben Newton at third with Rex DeAngelis in left, Cole Kleckner in center, Joe Longo in right. The 1-2 pitch to Craig, fastball taken, strike 3 called. 2 down. Tyler Howard will be the hitter. Brook Knight was sharing with me the hope that as the summer goes, Jacob Craig will be a bit more aggressive at the plate, that he's followed the remarkable example this past year at Oregon State and throughout Garrett Forrester's career. There goes Levi. He got a good jump, and he's safely in at second. Stealing it on Eli Holbert. A stolen base means another contribution to Community Outreach Inc. from Papay Material Handling and All Pro Property Services, one step closer to home, with another contribution to COI. Tyler Howard grounded out in his first at-bat, swings and hits a ground ball to second. Cooney juggles, stays with it, throws high. Oh, no. He threw high and pulled the first baseman off the bag. That's a bad call. I was about to tell you, throws high and everybody's safe. And Brooke Knight's going to get the base umpire and the home plate umpire together, and he will be safe at first. He is safe at first. You made the incorrect call. He's safe. Go ahead and fix it. Brooke Knight is right. The home plate umpire is right. It'll be runners at first and third with 2 down. Jacob Craig struck out. Then Tyler Howard hit a ground ball, and he is safe at first. And this won't go over well with Tommy Richards, but it's the right call. He is safe, so we'll get the players back on the field, and the Knights will still be at bat with Phoenix Call expected to hit. And that is the right call. And even though there's no replay mechanism, it is the right call. And I'm glad they got it right. Tyler Howard aboard on the error on Ryan Cooney. Cooney juggled the ball, then threw high, pulling up to grave off the bag. So runners at first and third and 2 down. Phoenix Call the batter. The Knights with a chance to take the lead. So absent a replay system, that's the next best thing, with the umpires getting it together and getting together. Both are true to get the call right. Now Phoenix Call the batter, first and third, 2 down. Phoenix a slow roller to the left of the mound, barehanded by Eli Holbert, and he fires a strike to get Call. And a nice play by Holbert to end the inning. And the Knights settle for the 1-1 tie. Good play by Big Eli. For the Knights in the inning, a run on 2 hits, an error, and 2 left. Through 4, Springfield won and the Knights won. On the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Ryan Cooney takes a fastball strike from Ethan Ross to open the top of the 5th of a 1-1 tie. Ethan back to the plate and misses low to Ryan. Ryan was at the plate when Rex DeAngelis was caught stealing to end the 4th. 1-1 the count. Ryan Cooney, Cole Kleckner, and then back to the top of the order in Dawson Santana. The 1-1 pitch in the turf for ball 2. 2-1. First Alternative Co-op is your community-owned grocery store providing fresh, local, and organic groceries since 1970. The 2-1 pitch, a bouncer, about a 57-footer. The count goes to 3-1. The Co-op makes it easy for you and your family to buy local and eat healthy. Be sure to stop by the First Alternative Co-op Deli, They have house-made pastries, a delicious salad bar, and much more. Everyone is welcome at First Alternative Co-op. Ethan Ross begins the 5th inning as he began the 4th, namely with a leadoff walk. The 3-1 pitch low and inside. And now Cole Kleckner cards. Cole Kleckner coming to the plate. Cole, as I mentioned, finishing his season for Donnie Harrell in Seattle U, just incredibly hot coming down the stretch. Finished on a 27-game hitting streak. He hit .361 this past spring for the Red Hawk. Cole takes low and inside, ball 1, 1-0. Ryan Cooney held on at first by Jacob Craig. Ethan comes back to the plate. Fastball inside, ball 2, 2-0. Leadoff hitter Dawson Santana on deck. Good ball game. Well pitched. The 2-0 pitch on the way. Big swing and a miss by Cole. The count 2-1. Cole struck out looking against Tyler Bremner. A throw to first, and again a one-hopper. Jacob Craig has received a couple of throws holding on runners, and both have been down in the turf. 2-1 to Cole Kleckner. Ryan Cooney gets his lead. The pitch to Cole a little low. Ball 3, 3-1. Cole went to Lane Community College out of Wilsonville High, now playing for Donnie Harrell in Seattle. Takes a fastball just inside for ball 4. Tough start to the inning for Ethan Ross and the Corvallis Knights. Back-to-back walks, 2 on, nobody out. Dawson Santana will be the hitter. And Tyler Howard out for a conversation with Ethan. We'll get a feel for how Tommy Richards wants to play it here. Brooke Knight is also going to come out, not Bo Kearns. Now, I don't know if we have anyone throwing in the Knights bullpen or not. It's too far of a look for yours truly. Brooke is usually the one that makes a change. I hope we don't have something going on physically with Ethan. And Brooke is out to take a look. I think he's going to make a move to the pen, and he is. So I don't think it's anything physical with Ethan, but issuing back-to-back walks to open the 5th inning did not inspire confidence in Coach Knight in terms of Ethan being able to work his way through the frame. And so a call to the bullpen has gone out here in the top of the 5th with Springfield threatening. 2 on, nobody out, a 1-1 tie game, 1 of 3 between the Knights and the Drifters. And we'll see about who's coming in. A pitching change break, 90 seconds in duration. A 1-1 tie in the 5th here at Goss on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Right-hander Kellen Siegel making his third appearance this summer for the Knights. He's worked 4 innings, allowed 4 hits, 1 earned, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Kellen takes over here in the top of the 5th inning of a 1-1 tie. 2 on and nobody out for the Drifters. Dawson Santana will be the hitter. Kellen coming off a tremendous career at Grant High School, the PIL Pitcher of the Year this past spring. On his way, following former Knight in his brother's footsteps, Caden, to Lynn Benton Community College. Caden ended up pitching on the bluff at D1. Kellen Siegel delivers. Santana shows bunt. First pitch is a breaking ball in there for a strike to Santana. 0-1 to Dawson, who's grounded to short and grounded to second. Catcher Tyler Howard out with some coverage instructions in front of the plate. 0-1 to Dawson Santana. A 1-1 tie. Cooney at second. Cole Kleckner at first. A wheel play is on. Santana looks at a breaking ball and takes down and away. So 1 ball and 1 strike, and now time is called by Tommy Richards. The head coach for Springfield will visit with his hitter, Dawson Santana. And you wonder, with the Knights putting the wheel on, whether Coach Richards might be talking to Santana about slashing here. If the Knights put the wheel on again, meaning that Tyler Quinn is charging in from third. Phoenix Call is breaking from shortstop to cover third, the idea being to try to cut down the lead runner. So we'll see if the Knights have it on again and what Richards may have imparted to Santana. 1-1 the count. The wheel play is on and a throw to second, trying to catch the runner going with Phoenix Call. But Ryan Cooney onto it, able to get back easily. And Tyler Howard again out in front of the plate, providing the coverage that the Knights will use here with the anticipated bunt by Dawson Santana. Ryan Cooney at second, Cole Kleckner at first, nobody out. The 1-1 pitch, no wheel on, breaking ball a little bit high, ball 2, 2-1. That pitch didn't miss by much, a pretty good looking pitch from Kellen. 2 balls and a strike. Dawson Santana awaiting. He does show bunt and he gets a good one down. Kellen's only play is to first. He throws a strike to Jacob Craig, but a good job by Santana. The sacrifice works 1-3. Ryan Cooney into third, Cole Kleckner to second. Bobby Blanford, who ripped a double into the right field corner on the first pitch that he saw in the 3rd inning, comes to the plate now here in the 5th in this 1-1 tie, and a chance to give Springfield the lead back. The Knights play their infield at normal depth. Siegel, the right-hander, works the left-hand hitting Blanford high and inside, ball 1, 1-0. Bobby Blanford, 6'2", 200. Out of Fresno State. Siegel delivers. Breaking ball inside, ball 2, 2-0. Joe Longo on deck. Ed Nags instructing left fielder Levi Jones, who's fighting the sun out there, to swing over several steps to his right. Blanford slaps one foul to the left down near the TNT Builders party deck. 2-1 the count. It is a brilliant sun for Levi Jones to deal with out in left field. He shades the sun with his free hand, his right hand, his throwing arm, while waiting for the pitch to be delivered, and it misses down and in. Ball 3, 3-1 to Blanford. First base is open. Joe Longo on deck, a right-handed hitter. The 3-1 pitch on the inside corner to run the count full to 3-2. A 1-1 tie in the top of the 5th inning. Ryan Cooney at third, Cole Kleckner at second. 1 out. Kellen from the stretch. The 3-2 breaking ball is inside to load him up. Now, from Kellen's perspective, he's got everything set up for the inning-ending double play ball here. Joe Longo has struck out and popped to second. Longo on his way to Michigan. He's from Apple Valley, Minnesota. So the geography not making a tremendous amount of sense, but the connection is with Tyler Graham. Breaking ball, a one-hopper to third. Tyler Quinn to Lee for one, and Siegel had him set up. Around the horn double play, 5-4-3, and the inning is over. Tyler Graham recommending to Longo, go west, young man, go west. And he is a Springfield drifter, and Longo bounces into a 5-4-3 double play, well executed by the Knights here in the fifth. No runs, no hits, a man left. After 4.5, it remains Springfield 1 and the Knights 1 on the Knights live stream in 1240 Joe Radio. Bottom of the fifth inning, a 1-1 tie thanks to the 5-4-3 inning-ending double play with the bases loaded. J.C. Ing to lead it off against the right-hander Eli Holbert. And the first pitch to the Knights' leadoff hitter is high and away, ball one. J.C. has struck out and bounced into a force play. The 1-0 pitch, a ground ball slowly to the second baseman Cooney. Ryan up with it and throws to first for the out. J.C. is 0 for 3. One away, and Tyler Quinn, who's lined to right and had an infield single, will come to the plate. If your home, office, or investment property is dingy, dirty, or worn, we recommend you give a call to All Pro Property Services. All Pro Property Services has helped thousands through the years get the best out of their properties. Visit allproproperty.net for more information. Breaking ball strike to Tyler Quinn. 0-1 the count, a 1-1 tie. Eli Holbert has been superb. 4 1/3, the Knights with just 4 hits and 1 run on the board. Holbert's strike one pitch bounces to the backstop. 1-1 the count. The Knights in Springfield shifting venues tomorrow night. Down in Springfield, we'll have it for you on Joe Radio. And the game will be carried on the Springfield YouTube channel in the West Coast League feed. I will be part of the broadcast working with Knight Urensky, and then Knight will join me here Thursday. The 1-2 pitch swung on and rolled foul. It remains 1 ball and 2 strikes in this 1-1 tie in the 5th inning. Holbert delivers, and the breaking ball misses up and in. 2-2 the count to Tyler Quinn. 6:35 tomorrow in good old Springdale, eh? Yep, Springfield tomorrow, and then Thursday back here, 6:35. Quinn, a fly ball to center. Cole Kleckner moves in to make the catch. 2 down, and Sam Stem will come to the plate. Sam has grounded to first and struck out. Holbert delivers, Stem swings and fouls it back. No balls and 1 strike. The wind's really picking up. It is that time of night. Wind's picking up, temperature dropping a bit. The strike 1 pitch to Stem on the corner for strike 2. 0-2 to Sam. Really tough sun field in Springfield. Not for the fielders so much as the hitters at certain times of the game, if memory serves, from last season. A couple of ball games I had the chance to watch from the home of the Drifters tomorrow. 1-2 the count, the pitch missing low to Stem. Eli Holbert to the plate. Stem gets a piece of it. Foul it back. The count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 down in a 1-1 tie in the top of the 5th inning. Beautiful new ballpark at Hamlin Middle School. The home of the Drifters will be there tomorrow. The 1-2 pitch, a slow roller in front of the mound. Holbert bare hands, throws to first. Just in time. Charlie Updegrave had to find his way to the bag. He didn't have his foot on the bag when he received the throw, but caught it and stepped on it. And the inning is over. The Knights go in order in the 5th. The beat goes on with the accent on pitching tonight. At the end of 5, Springfield won, the Knights won on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Charlie Updegrave is hit by the first pitch of the top of the 6th inning from Kellen Siegel. And Updegrave trots down to first. He singled to right. He scored the Drifters' run. Flied out and now hit by a pitch. Ryan Hayes, the batter. Ryan has been up twice and walked twice. 1 plate appearance against Tyler Bremner. The other against Ethan Ross. Now encounters Kellen Siegel. Kellen's first pitch misses low, ball 1. One ball and no strikes. Kellen coming on after back-to-back walks issued last inning. He issued one of his own, but had a base open and got a double play ball to end the frame. Now a leadoff hit batter, Charlie Updegrave at first, held on by Jacob Craig. Ryan Hayes takes a strike. 1-1 the count in a 1-1 tie in the 6th. The 1-1 pitch just missed, and the count 2 balls and a strike to Ryan. Right-handed hitter Kellen Siegel, the right-hander, road runner to be at LB. Breaking ball in there, good pitch, and the count even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Up to Grave getting his lead, Jacob Craig holding him on. Kellen Siegel's 2-2 pitch outside. Ball 3, 3-2. Pretty important pitch here for Kellen and the Knights. They opened last inning with 2 freebies and got out of it. Kellen doesn't want to go down that road again. 3-2 the count. He delivers, and it's hit high in the air, foul down the left field line. A towering fly ball foul. The wind pushed it back a little bit. It stayed on the field of play just below the TNT Builders party deck in the left field corner. Levi Jones will chase it down and bring the ball back into play and toss to third base coach Rocco Ferrari. Another 3-2 pitch coming to Ryan Hayes. Up to Grave. Does not go. The 3-2 pitch. A check swing on appeal. No swing. Ball 4. Now, Tyler Howard, I think, was suggesting that it might have been foul tipped into his mitt. And that's what Howard is saying to Brooke Knight, that the ball actually went off the handle of the bat of Hayes. But the home plate umpire, Jacob Hudson, didn't see it that way. And it is ball 4. And Ben Newton, the hitter. And Coach Richards will talk to Ben in an offensive timeout. I believe it'll be the last one that he has. He talked to Dawson Santana earlier. And so Ben Newton will come to the plate with Richards giving Ben some marching orders. Ben singled home a run in the second. And that was the situation where Newton fouled off 2 bunt attempts in a similar situation. 2 on and nobody out. Failed to get the bunt down twice, then singled home Springfield's lone run. We'll see how Coach Richards wants to play it here. With Up to Grave at second, Hayes at first, nobody out. Newton shows bunt, pulls the bat back and takes high and inside from Kellen Siegel. 1-0 the count. One ball and no strikes to Ben, who again bunts. This time gets it between the lines. Tyler Quinn charges, gloves, and throws to Jacob Craig for the out at first. But the sacrifice is recorded 5-3. Nicely done by Ben Newton. And Rex DeAngelis, the batter. Rex DeAngelis, a slugger from Bob Brock country. North Marion High School. Beautiful Brock Ballpark, where the Wild Wild West League had its ball games 3 summers ago. The pitch on the way to DeAngelis. He gets the job done. A high fly ball to center. J.C. Ing makes the catch. Charlie Up to Grave tags and scores. The Knights throw into third base. Getting in safely is Hayes. And it's a 2-1 Springfield Drifters lead. They get the lead back on the sacrifice fly by Rex DeAngelis. 2-1 Springfield with 2 down here in the top of the 6th. Ryan Cooney, the batter. And that's good execution on the part of the Drifters, taking advantage of the hit batter and the walk with a sacrifice and a sacrifice fly. Cooney swings and hits one foul into the alley. Urchin alley to our right. No balls and a strike to Cooney, who has flied to center and walked. The strike 1 pitch, Kellen delivers, swung on and missed, in the count 0-2. 4 walks in the last 2 innings issued by Knights pitching. The strike 1 breaking ball hit foul towards Urchin alley. And the count remains 0-2 to Cooney. Six walks issued in the ball game. The Knights trail it 2-1, top of the 6th. Hayes at third, 2 down. The strike 2 pitch rolled slowly foul to Coach Ferrari. The count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Top of the 6th inning. 6:35 tomorrow night in Springfield. Back here Thursday at 6:35. Kellen Siegel from the stretch. The 0-2 pitch, a ground ball by the mound, fielded by Call from behind second. Gets on top of it and throws a strike to first to retire the side. But the leadoff hit batter comes around to score. The free passes will usually come back to bite you. And in this case, Springfield parlays a hit batter and a walk into the lead back. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Springfield 2, the Knights 1 on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Springfield regains the lead. The Drifters up 2-1 as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Blake Avila, Mason Lee, and Levi Jones, the scheduled hitters. Eli Holbert makes his 68th pitch of the evening. The right-hander has been very good. He misses away to Blake Avila. Blake with 2 infield singles, half of the night's hits. 1 ball and no strikes to the left-hand hitting slugger. The 1-0 pitch from Holbert. Low and in, ball 2, 2-0. A little stirring around in the Drifters bullpen beyond the left field fence. 2-0 to Blake Avila with the Knights trailing 2-1. Holbert to the plate. Ball 3, 3-0. Holbert has been very good in terms of his control, throwing balls and strikes, just 1 walk, but he's behind to Avila, 3-0 to open the 6th. Comes to the plate, outside, a 4-pitch walk. The first such event of the game for Holbert. And the Knights have the tying run on base to lead matters off here in the 6th. Mason Lee, the batter. Mason is grounded to third and sacrificed. He sacrificed Avila to second base in the 4th, and the Knights were able to get Blake home. Lee's not bunting here, looks at a fastball high, and Ryan Hayes, sensing a little bit of turn in the overall field of things, asking for time immediately after receiving the first pitch, and heads out for a conversation with Eli Holbert. The ABC 50-50 raffle will be taking place soon. The ABC House, or staff members still walking through the concourse, selling a few more tickets. ABC House provides child abuse assessment exams and consultations, family support, advocacy, forensic interviews, and trauma counseling. Great and important work they do. The 1-0 pitch, a strike to Mason Lee. 1 ball and 1 strike to the returner, Mason Lee, back with the Knights. A big part of the championship run a year ago. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. The pitch to Mason, fastball in there again for strike 2. 1-2. Levi Jones, who had the RBI single in the 4th, on deck. 2-1 Springfield, bottom of the 6th. Holbert from the stretch, a high set position, delivers, strike 3 called. Mason Lee rung up on strikes. Brook Knight eschewing bunt here in this situation. Lee at no point was showing and ends up getting called out on strikes. Levi Jones has struck out and singled home the Knights' run in the 4th. Pitch to Levi. He swings and fouls it at the plate. 0-1 the count. Knights baseball presented by Oregon State Credit Union. If you live or work in one of 24 Western or Central Oregon counties, then you're entitled to membership privileges and the full financial services at Oregon State Credit Union. They're sponsoring the big fireworks extravaganza again on July 2nd. The strike 1 pitch to Levi in their first strike. Boy, Ryan Hayes knew when to go out, huh? After a 4-pitch walk and a 1-0 count to Mason Lee since the Hayes visit, Holbert has thrown nothing but strikes. 0-2 to Levi Jones. Blake Avila at first, 1 out. Now the strike 2 pitch is away. Ball 1, 1-2. Again, our thanks to Oregon State Credit Union. Get your tickets for July 2nd in fireworks. Oregon State Credit Union invests in all of our communities and are dedicated to creating financial solutions toward making local lives better. Levi takes the 1-2 pitch outside, a late break from Avila. Blake gets to second safely with the ball dropped by Dawson Santana. Avila was getting ready to be rung up by Tyler Jetting, but then Santana not able to hang on to the ball. Kind of a sprawling headfirst dive into second by Avila. Blake is safely in, kind of talking it over as he towers over the 5'7" Santana. Avila with the stolen base, and now Levi Jones trying to get his second RBI and get the Knights even. He swings at a fastball and doesn't get it. Strike 3. Jacob Craig will have an opportunity. Jacob struck out looking in his last at-bat, grounded to third in the second. The Knights have struck out 6 times tonight. Jacob Craig, strong, powerful right-handed hitter, and I think there's a sense, as I mentioned earlier, from Coach Brook Knight to kind of turn Jacob loose. Would love to see him get a bit more aggressive in terms of attacking pitches. He takes a breaking ball for a strike. 0-1 the count. Eli Holbert having a brilliant night on the bump for the Drifters. 2-1 Springfield, bottom of the 6th. The strike 1 pitch, Jacob takes low and away, and the count 1-1. Holbert coming in had worked 6 2/3 with 3 walks and 7 strikeouts. He's been very effective. 1 ball and 1 strike. Avila at second, 2 down. Springfield leading 2-1. And the 1-1 fastball hits Jacob Craig. Jacob will head down to first. Tyler Howard will be the hitter. And the Knights can only hope they can take advantage of some generosity on the part of the opposition. Springfield did so in the top of the inning, parlaying a hit batter and a walk into the go-ahead run. And now here in the bottom of the 6th, with 2 outs, Blake Avila at second base. He drew a walk to open the inning. Jacob Craig at first, hit by a pitch. And Tyler Howard has grounded to first and been aboard on an error. Steps in against right-hander Eli Holbert, who comes to the plate. Fastball high and inside, ball 1, 1-0. Holbert, class of 2021 at Sherwood High School. Now at Everett Community College, comes set. The 1-0 pitch on the way, fastball for a strike, and the count 1-1. Blake Avila at second, Jacob Craig at first. 2-1 Springfield in the 6th. The 1-1 pitch, a 2-hopper to Ryan Cooney, the second baseman. He throws to first to get Tyler Howard, and the Knights leave 2. We go to the 7th. It's still Springfield 2 and the Knights 1 on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Through 6 innings at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field, Springfield 2 runs, 3 hits, and 1 error. The Knights 1 run, 4 hits, and no errors. Kellen Siegel to work against Cole Kleckner here in the top of the 7th and misses low and inside, ball 1. On mascot night at the ballpark, the 1-0 pitch, a strike, and the count 1-1. We're trying to figure out who Chipper is. Chipper, California Highway Patrol making the trip up to Goss Stadium at Coleman Field tonight. A changeup is stroked to right field. Sam Stem's going to play it on a hop. Thought Sam had a chance to come in and maybe make the catch on that line drive, but didn't want to risk playing that into an extra base hit. The ball looked like it hung up a little bit for him, and he chose to let it land, but it is a leadoff single, well struck by Cole Kleckner. So Chipper walking through Goss Stadium at Coleman Field as part of this Corvallis Hotel mascot night. And we're all wondering, who Chipper? What team is Chipper? Well, the California Highway Patrol team. I'm thinking of Broderick Crawford right about now. Breaking ball in there for a strike, and the count 0-1. Thinking about Broderick Crawford's acting style in Highway Patrol just makes me laugh. Yeah, I'll get him. Now you take it, I'll come. Yeah, I mean, just barking out everything in that gravelly voice. Highway Patrol, nothing quite like Broderick Crawford in Highway Patrol, and his legacy Chipper in the ballpark tonight. Dawson Santana, the batter. First pitch, a strike, 0-1 the count, 2-1 Springfield in the 7th. Out of the stretch works Kellen. A leadoff single for Kleckner, draws a throw and gets back. Kellen Siegel and Tyler Howard the battery. Jacob Craig at first, Mason Lee at second, Phoenix Call at short, Tyler Quinn at third, Levi Jones in left, J.C. Ing in center, Sam Stem in right. Santana 0 for 2 with a sacrifice, takes high, and the count 1-1. Dawson Santana had a tremendous series here this past weekend in the Oregon All-Star Series at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. In fact, I believe was the player of the tournament. His father wrestled at Oregon State, Chomo, and his mother Renee, a 2-time All-America gymnast. Breaking ball with a runner going, the throw to second in time. Tyler Howard throwing a strike down to second base to Mason Lee, and Cole Kleckner caught stealing. And the count goes to 2 balls and a strike. Meanwhile, the second time that Tyler Howard has thrown out a would-be base stealer for the Springfield Drifters. Kellen Siegel with a 2-1 pitch, swung on and hit foul into Urchin Alley, and the count is even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. One out and nobody on, top of the 7th. Well-pitched ball game. Kellen Siegel rocks, kicks, and delivers 2-2. Popped up on the right side. Jacob Craig is right there. A couple of steps behind the bag in fair territory. Makes the catch, 2 down, and Bobby Blanford, the hitter. Bobby has struck out, doubled to right, and walked. Bobby Blanford, a powerful swing when he got his 2-bagger. A young man out of Elk Grove, Nick Madrigal country, and Fresno State. Swings at the first pitch and hits it foul into the stands. The count, no balls and a strike. Kellen ready, the strike 1 pitch just missed. And the count 1-1 to Blanford. 2-1 Springfield in the 7th. Siegel back to the plate, in there for a strike, and the count 2-2. Madrigal part of the trip that the Cubs took the Cardinals to play some baseball at London Stadium. A big hit, drawing 54,000 2 days. Fastball swung on and missed. Strike 3. Siegel faces the minimum with help from his battery mate, and we go to the bottom of the 7th. Time for the Knights to try to get something going. Eli Holbert has stymied them through 6. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Springfield 2, the Knights 1 on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Bottom of the 7th inning, the Springfield Drifters turn to their bullpen. And as far as the Knights are concerned, that's probably, even if you've got a lot of good arms out there, not a bad thing. In that they really had difficulty with Eli Hulbert, who went an impressive 6 innings. But the Drifters leading 2-1 going to the bottom of the 7th inning. Turn to their bullpen and call upon left-hander John Over. O-V-E-R. Over competing for Spence. Dan Spencer at Springfield went to Marist High School in Eugene. And Phoenix Call will lead things off, the first batter to face the southpaw John Over. John to the plate. Low and inside to Phoenix, ball 1. Phoenix has walked and hit a little dribbler back to Eli Hulbert. 2-1 Springfield, bottom of the 7th. Over, the lefty from the stretch, comes to call. High and inside, ball 2, 2-0. Bottom of the 7th inning. Phoenix trying to get on base and spark a rally here. John Over hoping to follow the starter. He's been good out of the pen so far for Springfield. His 2-0 pitch, a strike. He's making his 5th appearance. 5 innings, 1 hit, no walks, and 5 strikeouts. He's 2-0. So Over has been solid for Coach Tommy Richards and pitching coach Alan Embry. The 2-1 pitch, he has come back from 2-0 to even the count at 2-2 to Phoenix. J.C. Ing on deck, Tyler Quinn to follow. Temperatures dropping as always, and I'm looking around seeing folks going to their next level, next layer of clothing, with the breezes picking up, blowing out towards left center. The 2-2 pitch to call is strike 3 called, 1 away. So a good start for John Over, kind of picking up where the starter Eli Hulbert left off, and with 1 away, J.C. Ing, the batter. J.C. 0 for 3 against Hulbert. The left-hander Over getting ready to face the left-hand hitting Ing, and comes to the plate. Fastball just misses. Ball 1, 1-0. The Knights' lone run coming in the 4th inning. Springfield a run in the 2nd and a run in the 6th. The 1-0 pitch is a strike, and the count 1-1 to J.C. The left-hander John Over comes set. The 1-1 pitch on the way. Breaking ball ties up JC. Swung on and fouled at the plate, and the count 1-2. Pape Material Handling helps keep you moving again, one step closer to home. And as we've mentioned, they've teamed up again this summer in support of Community Outreach, Inc. with the Knights and All Pro Property Services. Pape Material Handling, helping you to move one step closer to home. JC-ing a ground ball to second, scooped up by Ryan Cooney. Cooney throws out JC. 2 down, bottom of the 7th. Tyler Quinn to the plate. Tyler, the big night last night. 5 runs batted in, including a 2-run home run. Trying to get something started for the Knights here, who trail it 2-1 in the bottom of the 7th. The pitch to Tyler, popped up on the right side. Ryan Cooney, the second baseman, calling, backs up and backhands it. The wind gave it a little push, but Cooney stays with it. And the Knights go in order in the 7th. Nice work by John Over. We go to the 8th. Springfield 2, the Knights 1. On the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Joe Longo will lead things off for Springfield in the top of the 8th inning. The Drifters leading 2-1. Kellen Siegel's first pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1 to Joe, who has struck out, popped out, and grounded into a double play. The strike one pitch on the way, fastball high. 1-1 the count. The venue shifts tomorrow down to Springfield. 6:35. The 1-1 pitch chased and missed, and the count 1-2. It'll be the Springfield Drifters live feed that you will hear on Joe Radio and on the YouTube channel. I have been invited to be part of the broadcast. I'm looking forward to the trip. Breaking ball swung on and missed, strike 3. Good job by Kellen Siegel. Back-to-back strikeouts for Kellen. One away in the top of the 8th. Charlie Updegrave singled to right and scored in the 2nd. Popped to center in the 3rd. Hit by a pitch and scored in the 6th. Updegrave, big first baseman, has scored both of the runs. 6'2", 235-pounder out of Lewis Clark State, the NAIA Power in Lewiston, by way of Oak Ridge High and Umpqua Community College. It has been a long time since I've been in Oak Ridge, but I like the town. Updegrave takes away, ball 1, 1-0. Siegel to the plate. The 1-0 pitch is high, ball 2, 2-0. Top of the 8th inning. Decidedly different kind of game than the one we saw last night in settling the series between the Knights and Kamloops. Updegrave, a big swing and a miss. 2-1 to Charlie. To Witt, the final score last night. The Knights 13 and Kamloops 11. Ground ball back at first. Jacob Craig goes down to get it and will take it to the bag himself. 2 away. in the top of the 8th in this 2-1 taut affair here at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. And that's to the Knights pitcher's credit. It is 2-1 in a night where they've walked 6 and hit a batter. They've managed to make good pitches, and while the walks have played a part, the free passes have played a part in Springfield's 2-1 lead. That's pretty good work, all things considered, to only be down 2-1 when you have given up the 7 free passes. No balls and a strike, 2 outs, nobody on. Ryan Hayes has walked 3 times. He pulls the first pitch foul. Siegel back to the plate. Kellen misses high. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 down, nobody on in the top of the 8th inning. Siegel trying to get the Knights to the bottom half of the 8th and hope they can muster some offense. The 1-1 pitch a little bit high, ball 2, 2-1. Hayes has shown a very discriminating eye tonight. 3 plate appearances, 3 walks, has the count his way 2-1 here. Kellen back to the plate, a 2-1 pitch, a chopper towards third, backhanded by Quinn, off balance throw to first, in time. Good play by Tyler. And Kellen Siegel retires the side in order. It's only the 2nd time tonight that's happened, but it gives the Knights a look going to the bottom of the 8th, down only a run. Stem, Avila, and Lee coming up after 7.5. 2-1 Springfield on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio.
We're going to do it now. Here's your right fielder.
Here we go, bottom of the 8th inning. The Knights trying to find some offensive life, down 2-1. A well-pitched game by both teams, and now the Knights hope they don't squander their strong pitching performances tonight from their frontline guys in Tyler Bremner, Ethan Ross, and Kellen Siegel. Sam Stem leading things off for the Knights, takes low and away from John Over. Sam is 0 for 3. Over's 1-0 pitch. Fastball away, ball 2, 2-0. Sam Stem, Blake Avila, and Mason Lee for the Knights. Bottom of the 8th inning, 2-1 Springfield before 1,518. The 2-0 fastball, a strike, and the count 2-1. Over began his start last inning, falling behind a Phoenix call, 2-0. Came back to strike out the Knights shortstop. Now he's 2-1 on Stem. And Sam swings and fouls it back, and the count is even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sam out of the box for a moment. The left-handed hitter back in with a count of 2 balls and 2 strikes. John Over, the lefty, comes set for nobody on, delivers a check swing tapper on the breaking ball that Stem just did get a piece of to stay alive. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Sam, out of the box for a moment. The Knights' lone run coming in the 4th inning. 2-2 to Sam Stem. Over delivers, swung on and missed, strike 3, 1 away. Blake Avila, another left-handed hitter coming up against the southpaw Over. It appears that Alan Embry has set up his pitching pretty well. 1,518, as I mentioned, on this Two Towns Tuesday, presented by Two Towns Cider House and Corvallis Hotel Mascot Night, which has been a big hit. Mascots have been working the crowd and taking photographs, including Chipper from California and the Highway Patrol. Blake Avila checks on a breaking ball down and in. 2 balls and 1 strike the count. Pardon me, 1-0 the count. Here we go, right there. The Litter Patrol coming by. Yes, I do. Thank you. 1-0 to Blake, who has had 2 infield singles and walked. Blake takes high for ball 2, 2-0. 2-0 has not been a problem count for Over, in that he's come back from 2 2-0 counts to record strikeouts. 2-0 here to Blake Avila. Over ready to the plate. Outside, ball 3. Now, that could be a bit of an issue. 3 balls and no strikes to Avila. Mason Lee next as the Knights try to claw back down 2-1 in the bottom of the 8th inning. 1 out, nobody on. 3-0 to Avila. The pitch to Blake, fastball for a strike, and the count 3-1. Brooke Knight may be calling upon a hitter. We'll see. He's got, I think Anson Arrows is moving around in the Knights dugout and is going to grab a bat. The 3-1 pitch to Avila is high for ball 4. And the Knights have the tying run on base here in the bottom of the 8th. And if not a hitter, maybe a runner. And that's what we're going to get, a runner for Blake Avila. Tai Yukamoto will run for Avila, with Mason Lee coming to the plate. Or is it Ethan Hott? Pardon me, let me take a look. I thought I had Ty. It is Ethan Hott. I misread. It's number 3, not 2. Ethan Hott is the pinch runner. The tying run at first. The first pitch is a strike to Mason Lee. So Ethan Hott, summoned as a pinch runner out of the Gary Baker dugout on the third base side, representing the tying run here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Hott draws a throw from the southpaw Over and gets back to the bag. John from the stretch. The strike 1 pitch to Mason Lee. A ground ball wide of third and through into left field for a base hit. Ethan Hott stops at second. Rex DeAngelis gets the ball back in, and the Knights, who have scuffled along all evening, down 2-1, here in the bottom of the 8th, have runners at first and second, 1 out. And Levi Jones coming to the plate, and the former big leaguer, Alan Embry, on his way out to the mound. Embry's first trip, and in fact it's the first visit by a Bend coach to the bump all evening. That tells you a little bit of something about how this ball game has transpired. Excellent pitching by Eli Holbert. John Over had a 1-2-3 inning last inning. But here in the 8th, with a 2-1 lead for the Drifters, a walk, a base hit. Levi Jones, the hitter. Levi confers with Brooke Knight. The runners, Ethan Hott and Mason Lee, do as well. Anson Arrows is running a couple of sprints out in front of the Corvallis Knights dugout, and now he's grabbed a bat and has moved into the on-deck area. It appears as though Arrows will hit for Jacob Craig. That's a bit of a tough note for Jacob, but it looks like Arrows is going to get a chance to hit next if Levi stays out of the double play. Levi swings and misses, 0-1 the count. Ethan Hott, the pinch runner at second. Mason Lee at first, 1 out. 2-1 Springfield in the 8th. A strike one pitch to Levi is swung on and missed in the count 0-2. Jones with an RBI single in the 4th, plating Blake Avila for the Knights' lone run, but has struck out in his other 2 at-bats and is down in the count here 0-2. Ansoneros in the on-deck circle. John Over from the stretch comes to the plate in the turf. Nice block by Ryan Hayes. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The tying run, Ethan Hott, the pinch runner at second. Mason Lee at first. Levi Jones with a count of 1 ball and 2 strikes. Left-hander John Over pitching for Dan Spencer up at Linfield now. Comes set, delivers the 1-2 pitch, a check swing on appeal, no swing, says Tyler Jetting, much to the consternation of the Springfield Drifters dugout. They all as one, and he yelled something of a disapproving kind. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 1 out, 2-1 Springfield, bottom of the 8th. Over set, and the 2-2 pitch, a high pop-up on the left side. An infield fly rule will be called. It's a fair ball and caught by Ben Newton near the bag at third. 2 down. Ansoneros will pinch hit for Jacob Craig. He's a switch-hitting catcher, and I certainly hope good things here for Arrows. It looks as though they're going to want to turn Anson around. He's a switch hitter, and he would have been batting from the right side against Over, but Tommy Richards comes out and will bring a right-hander in to face Anson and turn Anson around to bat from the left side. So, a change of personnel. Good work by John Over. The Knights have runners at first and second, 2 down. Bottom of the 8th inning, trailing 2-1. Ansoneros will face a new pitcher coming in from out of the Springfield Drifters bullpen. Will meet him after this 90-second pitching change break. 2-1 Drifters in the 8th on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Right-hander Zach Ettinger called out of the bullpen to face Ansoneros, the switch-hitting catcher. Announced as a pinch hitter for Jacob Craig, and that brought Tommy Richards out. They want to turn Anson around and have him bat from the left side against the right-hander Ettinger out of Lewis Clark State, Jackson High School in Mill Creek, Washington, a transfer from Everett Community College. 2 on and 2 out, bottom of the 8th, 2-1 Springfield. The tying run at second, represented by Ethan Hott. Ansoneros takes a strike, and the count 0-1. Arrows pinch hitting for Jacob Craig. Jacob had gone 0 for 2 and had been hit by a pitch. Hot at second, Mason Lee at first. The strike one pitch to Anson outside, and the count 1-1. Ettinger making his 5th appearance, 7 innings, 10 hits, 3 runs, no walks, 7 strikeouts, a record of 1-1, an ERA of 3.85. The 1-1 pitch to Arrows, foul back, and the count 1-2. Two newcomers into a good ball game. Springfield leading 2-1. Suddenly Ettinger and Arrows. Names we're calling for the first time, and they're thrust into the spotlight on this cool, pleasant Tuesday night. The teams will play in Springfield tomorrow and then play one another back here on Thursday. 1-2 to from Zach Ettinger to Anson Arrows. And the pitch missing outside to even the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 out, 2-1 Springfield, bottom of the 8th. Ettinger from the stretch. Zach delivers 2-2 and Arrows fights it off. The count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Knights appear as though they have another pinch hitter on deck. Ethan Hedges looks as though he'll hit for Tyler Howard. But right now it's the pinch hitter Anson Arrows battling the new pitcher, Zach Ettinger. 2-2, 2 down. Springfield leading 2-1. Arrows takes outside, ball 3, 3-2. The Knights will have the luxury of turning their runners loose. Ethan Hott from second, Mason Lee from first with 2 down. Ettinger's 3-2 pitch on the way is low to load him up. And this crowd of 1,518 on Mascot Night, Two Towns Cider House Night, Corvallis Hotel Night, cheering Ethan Hedges come into the plate as a second consecutive pinch hitter for the Knights. Bases loaded, bottom of the 8th inning. Ethan Hedges will get a chance here now for the clutch 2-out hit, try to deliver a lead for the Knights and a chance to win it in the 9th. Ethan is the team's leading hitter at .365. No homers and 10 runs batted in. And a chance for a clutch 2-out hit and the lead here in the bottom of the 8th. Breaking ball strike to Ethan, 0-1 the count. Hedges batting for Tyler Howard, who had gone 0 for 3. Springfield clinging to a 2-1 lead. Ethan Hott at third, Mason Lee at second, Anson Arrows at first. The strike one pitch fouled at the plate, and the count 0-2. Ettinger was ahead to Anson Arrows 1-2 and lost him. Now he's ahead to pinch hitter Ethan Hedges 0-2. Bases loaded, 2 down. Springfield clinging to their 2-1 lead. Ettinger from the stretch. The strike 2 pitch, a check swing on a breaking ball. Did he go? No, says Tyler Jetting. It was close. 1-2 the count. Phoenix call on deck. Bases loaded, 2 down. The Knights trailing 2-1. Hedges trying to change that. The 1-2 pitch, blooped foul off first, racing over and running out of room, Charlie Updegrave. The ball landing on top of the dugout for the Drifters on the first base side. The count stays 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ethan Hedges, the second straight pinch hitter. Anson Arrows drew a walk. Hedges trying to battle now 1-2. Ethan Hott at third, Mason Lee at second, Anson Arrows at first. The 1-2 breaking ball outside, ball 2, 2-2. Two and 2 the count. Ettinger again from the stretch. Hedges awaits. The 2-2 pitch belted to left, foul. That pitch was well inside. Hedges turned on it and pulled it beyond the TNT Builders party deck. The count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes to Hedges. With the bases full of Knights, bottom of the 8th, trailing 2-1. Hott from third, Lee from second, Arrows from first, Ettinger from the stretch. The 2-2 pitch is fouled straight back. Boy, everybody into this one. Every member of the Knights leaning over, draped over the railing in front of their dugout. The same for the Springfield Drifters. The fans locked in, many on their feet, trying to cheer Hedges on to something big. Bases loaded, 2 down, 2-1 Springfield. Another 2-2 pitch coming to Hedges. A ground ball on a hop to third. Newton's throw to first is in time, and the inning is over. High drama at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. Zach Ettinger able to work out of the big jam. No runs, 1 hit. The Knights leave 3. We go to the 9th. Springfield 2 and the Knights 1 on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. The Knights leave the bases loaded in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Knights have left 10 on during the ballgame and trail it 2-1 as we go to the top of the 9th. Branson Keel will try to keep it right at 2-1. Kellen Siegel finished impressively. He did give up the go-ahead run in the 6th inning to put the Drifters in front 2-1, but he was very good. In fact, the Knights pitching has been excellent, as has that of the Springfield Drifters. 2 runs, 4 hits, an error for Springfield, a run, 5 hits. No errors for the Knights as we go to the top of the 9th inning. Branson Keel out of the bullpen to face Ben Newton to lead things off. The pitch on the way to Ben. Fastball from Branson. Swung on and missed. 0-1 the count. Branson works from the stretch with nobody on. Good fastball. Swung on and missed. He's jumped ahead quickly to Ben Newton. No balls and 2 strikes. Branson making his 7th appearance, 6 1/3, 5 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, and 8 strikeouts. He's ahead of the count to Newton, no balls and 2 strikes. Branson ready over the top, fastball taken just outside, ball 1. 1-2. That pitch missed barely. 1-2 the count to Ben Newton. Rex DeAngelis on deck. Ryan Cooney to follow. Top of the 9th, 2-1 Drifters. Keel back to the plate. And it's lifted foul down the left field line and well out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Ben. Newton an RBI single in the 2nd. Has since struck out and sacrificed. His sacrifice helped create the second run. So he's driven in one and helped create the other. Good ball game for Ben Newton. The 1-2 pitch, foul back. Good battle by Ben Newton. Rex DeAngelis next. When the Knights bat in the bottom of the ninth inning, Phoenix called J.C. Ing and Tyler Quinn the scheduled hitter. 1-2 to Ben Newton. Branson Keel, the fourth pitcher of the night for the Knights, bounces his 1-2 pitch, and the count even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tyler Bremner, Ethan Ross, Kellen Siegel, and now Keel. Out of the stretch works Branson. The right-hander over the top, delivers, and that fastball is fouled back. The count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. $1,518 in the first of a 3-game series. The Knights in Springfield tomorrow, back here for Springfield Thursday, then Cowlitz in town for 3. Another fastball foul back. Boy, this has turned into a battle with Newton. He was this close. I mean, and I've got my thumb and forefinger about a 1/4 inch apart from being rung up on strikes after 3 pitches. Now he's battling 2-2, trying to get on base. The right-hander Keel again ready. The 2-2 pitch on the way. Breaking ball, got him looking. A steady diet of fastballs, and then just a beautifully thrown breaking ball on the inner half by Branson Keel to get Newton. 1 away, and here's Rex DeAngelis. Rex has struck out, bounced into a fielder's choice, and had the sacrifice fly in the 6th inning to straightaway center to break a 1-1 tie. And it's 2-1 here in the 9th. DeAngelis takes low and inside, ball 1. 1-0 to Rex. DeAngelis, 6'4", 215-pounder out of the University of California, Santa Barbara. Takes low and inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Branson Keel trying to keep it right here at 2-1 in the 9th. Delivers a big swing and a miss. 2-1 to DeAngelis. Keel from the stretch comes to the plate just inside. Ball 3, 3-1. Kellen Siegel retired the Drifters in order last inning. That's only happened twice tonight. Tyler Bremner did so to open the game in the first. The 3-1 pitch, DeAngelis fouls it to the left and out of play. The count remains, or moves, I should say, to 3 balls and 2 strikes to Rex DeAngelis. Ryan Cooney on deck in the top of the 9th. Springfield leading 2-1. A run in the 2nd, a run in the 6th. The Knights' lone tally in the 4th. 3-2 pitch sliced down the left field line in the corner, foul. DeAngelis stays up there, 3-2. With 1 out, nobody on in the top of the 9th inning. The Cowlitz Black Bears in Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and this long stretch of mainly home cooking will end for a while for the Knights. 3-2 the count. The 3-2 pitch, a check swing, and on appeal, the base umpire says no swing, ball 4. It took a long time to get to the appeal. Anson Arrows was asking for it early. And the pitch just missed, and DeAngelis able to stop his swing. Draws the walk with 1 out, bringing Ryan Cooney to the plate. Cooney has flied to center, walked, and grounded to short. The 7th walk issued by Knights pitching tonight to go with a hit batter. Fastball high, Arrows with a back pick down to first and a good block at first base by Luke Thiel, who has returned. It's good to see Luke back in the game. He's playing first. He's had a bit of an injury that he's dealt with, but he's in there now at first base with Anson Arrows back of the plate. Out of the stretch works Branson Keel. There goes the runner. The 1-0 pitch is high. Arrows' throw to second is not in time. So the count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. Rex DeAngelis with the stolen base. And Springfield trying to get a huge bit of insurance to take with them to the bottom of the ninth. Branson Keel and Anson Arrows the battery. Luke Thiel at first, Mason Lee at second, Phoenix Call at short, Tyler Quinn at third, Levi Jones in left, J.C. Ing in center, and Sam Stem in right. The 2-0 pitch is in there for a strike from Keel. 2-1 the count. Branson ready, and the right-hander's 2-1 pitch with DeAngelis going to third is a strike. The throw to third, and DeAngelis is out easily. Arrows throwing out DeAngelis. Not really sure why DeAngelis was going. I've got to double check now on what the umpire called the pitch. I don't know if it's 2-2 or 3-1, and I think the hitter is also wondering. And it is 3-1, so the pitch was a ball, and that's big. DeAngelis caught stealing 2-5. No advantage in trying to go to third with 1 out. Not a good base running maneuver. The 3-1 pitch swung on and fouled at the plate. I mean, you've got to be absolutely sure if you're going to vacate scoring position with 1 out, you better be darn sure you're going to make it in. DeAngelis was out easily. 2 away, bases empty, 3-2 to Ryan Cooney. Keel ready and comes to the plate. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Strike 3 to retire the side. Anson Arrows pumps his fist in exultation. He loved to see that, and he had a big hand in it too. Throwing out Rex DeAngelis at third. So, facing the minimum, Branson Keel gives the Knights a chance as we go to the bottom of the ninth. 2-1 Springfield on the Knights live stream and 1240 Joe Radio. Zach Ettinger delivers a first pitch strike to Phoenix Call. Bottom of the ninth inning, 2-1 Springfield. 0-1 to Call. Ettinger ready, the strike 1 pitch. Breaking ball just inside, and the count 1-1. Phoenix has walked it back to the box and struck out. Trying to get on base, representing the tying run. If he does, he is a good runner. A lot of possibilities if he gets on. The 1-1 pitch foul back. The count 1-2. Really impressed with the Springfield Drifters in all phases tonight. They have a 2-1 lead in the bottom of the ninth, trying to win game 1 of the series here at Goss. Call swings and lines it into center field. Base hit. Good 2-strike approach from Phoenix. He's aboard, and the batter will be J.C. Ing. And we'll see how Coach Knight plays it. I expect Ing to bunt. He played a tie at home and win on the road. The Ancient of Days book. We'll see if that's how Coach Knight, I know he knows the old book. Phoenix Call can run, can steal your base too. Ing does bunt. It's a good one. Ben Newton gloves and throws to first for the out. But the Knights do indeed subscribe to the theory. Played a tie at home and win on the road, and the sacrifice works 5-3. The tying run at second in the bottom of the ninth inning. Tyler Quinn will be the batter. J.C. Ing 0 for 4, but gets a sacrifice, trying to set it up for Tyler and Sam Stem. The Knights looking to pull even at least here in the bottom of the ninth inning, down 2-1. Tyler is 1 for 4. Phoenix Call can really run. He's the tying run at second. Quinn swings and misses. No balls and 1 strike. Tyler is second on the club in runs batted in with 12. No balls and a strike. The 0-1 pitch down and away, and the count 1-1. The leader in runs batted in is on deck in Sam Stem. So the Knights giving themselves a couple of shots with their top 2 run producers here in the bottom of the ninth. 1-1 to Tyler Quinn, 2-1 Springfield. Breaking ball, a grounder to third, and under the glove of Ben Newton into left field. Rounding third, on his way to the plate is Phoenix Call. The throw to the plate, safe at the plate, and into second base with the winning run represented goes Tyler Quinn. It's a 2-2 tie. What appeared to be a fairly routine ground ball, but in the clutch, in the bottom of the ninth inning, I suppose there isn't a whole lot that's routine. And the batter will be Sam Stem, with the Knights trying to win it here in the bottom of the ninth, pulling the ball game even at 2. Sam swings at the first pitch and hits it foul to the left and out of play. A close play at the plate. A ground ball under the glove of Ben Newton. Rex DeAngelis fired a strike to Ryan Hayes, but a good backdoor slide by Phoenix Call got him in to tie. No balls and 1 strike to Sam Stem with the winning run. Tyler Quinn at second in the bottom of the ninth inning. Sam trying to end it with a base hit here. The strike 1 pitch is outside, and the count 1-1. There is a youngster sitting in front of the McGrath family press box that is lost. The young man is crying, and I don't know if he's found his way back. He's looking around. I think an announcement will be made from the public address booth in a moment. The pitch on the way to Stem is popped up on the left side. Stepping in front of second base is Dawson Santana, the shortstop, to make the catch. 2 down. And an announcement has just come from Bobby Merwin about the lost child. And Mama has espied her son with the press box announcement made. The young man is going to be reunited with Mom, and that's a beautiful sight. And a good song, too, by Paul Simon. Now the Knights try to win it here with Ethan Hott as we witness the mother and child reunion in the Jack Riley concourse. Hott takes outside, ball 1, 1-0. Ethan trying to win it for the Knights in the bottom of the ninth. A 2-2 tie. Tyler Quinn at second with 2 outs. Breaking ball, a strike, and the count 1-1. Ethan Hott came on as a pinch runner last inning. Now in his first plate appearance trying to win it, Tyler Quinn, the winning run at second. The 1-1 pitch is in there for strike 2. 1-2 the count to Hott. A base hit wins it for the Knights. If Ethan's unable to come through here against Ettinger, we play on into the 10th. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Ethan takes the breaking ball just outside. Pretty good looking pitch and a nice take by Hott. 2-2 the count to Ethan. Good ball game at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. The Knights trying to pull it out in the bottom of the ninth. Have gotten a gift run to pull even. Now trying to win it. 2-2 the count to Ethan Hott. The 2-2 fastball outside. Ball 3, 3-2. Mason Lee on deck. Tyler Quinn, the winning run, gets his lead from second. 3-2 to Hott. The pitch to Ethan. A ground ball up the middle into center field. Base hit. Tyler Quinn will score. The Knights win it 3-2. Our Washington Park Advisors player of the game, Ethan Hott, is being chased down after rounding first to celebrate with his Knights teammates, chased down all the way into shallow right center field. The Knights score 2 in the bottom of the ninth inning and pull out a thriller at Goss Stadium at Coleman Field. Our final score, the Knights 3 and the Springfield Drifters 2. Good ball game, one of the more exciting, in fact, of this young season of 2023. The Knights trail 2-1 going into the bottom of the ninth inning. A leadoff single for Phoenix Call, a sacrifice by J.C. Ing. Tyler Quinn with a ground ball that was misplayed in what should have been the second out of the inning, instead led to Phoenix Call racing around to score. Sam Stem popped up, and Ethan Hott got a 3-2 pitch and stroked it back up the middle. Great piece of hitting by Hott. The Knights with 2 unearned runs to win it in the bottom of the ninth. 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Knights. 2 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors, and a gigantic one in the bottom of the ninth inning. The Knights get 2 unearned runs and win the ball game 3-2. Our Washington Park Advisors player of the game is Ethan Hott for the game winner in the bottom of the ninth inning. So the Knights win it. They take game 1 of the 3-game series. Game 2 coming up tomorrow night in Springfield at 6:35. That's going to do it for us here tonight. Thank you for riding along with us on this Two Towns Tuesday, presented by Two Towns Cider House and the Corvallis Hotel Mascot Night. It was a lot of fun. And before 1,518, the Knights win it 3-2. For Casey Lavin, Andrew Henderson, and Thomas Rudolph, this is Mike Parker from Goss Stadium at Coleman Field thanking you for joining us. The Knights pull it out with 2 in the bottom of the ninth. Our final score, the Knights 3 and Springfield 2. Talk to you tomorrow night on the Knights live stream, 1240 Joe Radio. So long, everybody.